Salutations, viewers, and welcome to AHS Basketball on AHS Sports Network on YouTube. Tonight, we bring you a boys CIML double matchup, which will be a battle of top 10 teams in the state as well. 8-3, 8th-ranked Johnston, and 13-3, 5th-ranked Ames go head-to-head. Tonight, for your entertainment, hi everybody, Carter White alongside Ryan Eggert, live from Ames High Gymnasium. Well, boy oh boy, is this one important for rankings going into playoffs. The little Cyclones trying to keep their reputation high, and Johnston looking for a few more wins to add and try and make the top 5 before the postseason. We're looking at two teams who very likely could see each other at Wells Fargo Arena.
We are indeed. You know, Johnston has had a pretty good season with the limited amount of games they've played and the fact that they've had to deal with some COVID in their community, but you know, they've done well. As for Ames, this has been their best year, I would say, in a long time. We've seen that consistency and that leadership that from Taman that Ames was missing last year, and they've definitely got a very good shot to go all the way this year.
Comparing the two teams, Johnston's got their 3 clutch players just like Ames does. For the Dragons, it's juniors Trey Lewis and Stephen Kramer and senior Reed Grant. For Ames, it's the 3 juniors Corey Phillips, the new kid in town Travion LeBeau, and of course the young phenomenon Taman Lipsey. For both teams, you have to look at their dynamic trios and determine whether to try and outperform them or to try and shut them down, because if you're not able to do either of those things, these teams are not afraid to take an inch that they're given and turn it into a mile.
Yeah, you got that right, Carter. Both teams are going to want to expose their opponent's weaknesses and capitalize on them tonight. Adding to that, the team who usually starts well has done a decent job of maintaining that lead that they've had throughout the game. If Ames can get out the gates quickly as well as shut down the Dragons tonight, they'll definitely be a force to be reckoned with this coming postseason.
Absolutely. Let's get into your starters, ladies and gentlemen. First, for the visiting Johnston Dragons, who are head coached by Brian Frick. At guard, a 5'8 junior. At guard, a 5'10 junior, number 3, Trey Lewis. At forward, a 6'5 junior, number 5, Stephen Kramer. At guard, a 6'2 senior, number 10, Reed Grant. At guard, a 6'2 senior, number 22, Carter Borwick. And at forward, a 6'6 senior, number 44, Max Roquette. Now for the Little Cyclones, head coached by Vance Downs. At guard, a 6-foot senior, number 5, Casey Mumm. At guard, a 6'2 junior, number 14, Taman Lipsey. At guard, a 6'6 sophomore, number 20, Lucas Luth. At forward, a 6'5 junior, number 23, Travion LeBeau. And at center, a 6'6 junior, number 52, Corey Phillips. Number 8 versus number 5, a top 10 matchup. Who's going to come out on top and probably move themselves closer to that number 1 spot? We're going to find out after this. Ladies and gentlemen, we're glad to have you with us. Keep it right here. You're watching AHS Basketball on AHS Sports Network on YouTube. Welcome back into it, folks. The number 8 Johnston Dragons and the number 5 Ames Little Cyclones about to come together and face off. Two teams likely to make it to Wells Fargo Arena this year about to face off. Ames has one more regular season game tomorrow. Fairly positive this is the last game of Johnston's regular season. Tip-off is between Travion LeBeau for Ames and Max Roquette for Johnston. It's up, up, and away, and we're underway from Ames High Gymnasium. Ames wins the tip. Taman Lipsy, who, is he rocking a headband? It looks like it. He might not be, I'm not sure. Nevertheless,
yeah,
he certainly is, and it looks rocking on him, just like his skills. Inside, LeBeau puts it up, can't lay it in, tries to get his own rebound. It's going to be taken by Grant instead. Capitalizing on possessions is going to be huge for both of these teams.
Yeah, as we mentioned before the game started, you know, you got to capitalize on your opponent's weaknesses and mistakes and their, you know, missed opportunities. So if Ames can prevent a basket right here, that'll be one situation neutralized.
Kramer, and the ball is stolen by Mumm, who leads in stealing with Ames, and Travion LeBeau with the jam. Gimme that bread, big fella. What an energetic start for the new kid in town, and Ames has got the first bucket of the game. Now inside, Roquette trying to strike right back, and the rebound's taken by LeBeau. Good effort by Roquette underneath, but it wasn't enough.
No, not quite enough. And you know, if Ames can get a couple baskets here in this transition period, this will be big. As we mentioned, whoever starts well tends to hold on well as later into the game.
Here's Mumm at the top of the key. Quick dish to Lipsy at the right wing. Shifts around the arch, finds Luth. LeBeau to Mumm at the left wing. Didn't take advantage of the screen from LeBeau. And he's got it underneath off the pass from Phillips. Back out to Phillips for three. No good. Rebound taken by Borwick. Borwick has the ball. It's lost, and LeBeau's going to come up with it. LeBeau with a hard drive. And LeBeau, I think it was
fouled. Non-offensive foul.
Fouled.
He got fouled on the way up by...
Grant was trying to draw the foul. Instead, he was the one who did foul.
Yep. Oh, quite the energetic start to this game.
And you got a great crowd also.
Yeah. Oh.
LeBeau misses his first one. He's 51.6% from the line. Second one is up and no good. Rebound taken by
the other number
Kramer.
5. Kramer. Mumm was fighting for it too. That's why. Two number 5s.
It was so close, and it could have been Mumm who ended up with it. Lewis escaping the ball movement.
I think they're going to get Luth for a reach in here. Yes, they did.
Grant with a pass inside to Roquette. Top of the key, Kramer. Quick pass to Grant. Back to Kramer. They keep the ball movement outside of the arch. Kramer trying to move inside. Instead, keeps it back out to Grant. Grant on the drive. Can't put it up. Luth. Oh, they're going to call a foul or a travel.
Oh, that's a bullet dodged right there for Ames. Could have had Luth potentially with his second foul, and that would not have been good. One of their better three-point shooters of late.
5 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the first, almost 3 minutes into the game, and there's only been 2 buckets scored. Man, I stand corrected off of a clutch three-pointer from none other than Taman Lipsy himself, who's second in three-pointers made this season, right under Keyshawn Brooks, who's currently on academic reserve, as LeBeau gets the rebound off the miss. And the student section just keeps pouring in, and LeBeau tried to get it and then went out of bounds. And the ball will stay in the hands. Will go to the hands of the Dragons, rather. Lewis with the inbound to Grant. It's time for Johnston to strike back.
Yep. They gotta.
And they do exactly that.
Speak it into existence.
Kramer able to lay it in. And Ames has the ball now with 4:11 to go in the first. And here's LeBeau underneath. Back out to Mum for three. No. And the rebound will be taken by Kramer. He takes it the other way. Almost. Grant manages to keep control of the ball as we reach 4 minutes and counting to go in the first. Here's Lewis back out to Kramer, and the ball is stolen by Lipsy. Is he going to have a slam? No. Almost had a slam over Kramer. He almost had a slam. Well, that would have been something. But instead, he gets the foul.
Would have been 2 slams in the opening quarter. LeBeau started out with one. That first one that we've seen in a long time.
First one from Lipsy is good. He shoots 73.1% from the line. There's his second one, and it goes in, and it's back to a 5-point lead for the little Cyclones with 3:44 to go in the first and counting. That's a deep three-pointer, and it's not going to go in. It could have, but Lewis took way too deep of a three-pointer. I don't agree with that. And Luth missed the dunk. LeBeau with the putback.
Oh, he was so close. Luth almost had that jam, but at least somebody was able to finish off the bucket.
So close yet so far for Luth, but LeBeau was there for him. And a foul is called. They're getting Mum for that. Inbound to Grant for Johnston, who's got to start striking back. Or Ames is going to get going and not going to be able to be stopped. And a great screen by Roquette, but Grant's not going to take advantage of it. Instead, now it is Borwick with the ball. Inside the paint on the drive, no good, but the foul is called and he'll go to the line.
Think they're going to get Lipsy for that, potentially, on the blocking?
No, they are going to get Luth.
Oh, that's Luth's second foul. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate for Luth. He's played really well in the back half of the season since getting the call-up to the varsity squad.
Certainly has, and Borwick makes his first one from the line. That is Carter Borwick. Good to know there's more Carters in the world who shoot 64.3% from the line. Borwick for a second one. Student Trection tried to mess him up by purposely coughing, and it didn't work.
Didn't work this time, Ron. It might work later. Who knows?
.248 to go in the first. Lipsy to LeBeau. From the elbow, puts it up. No good. Rebound taken by Roquette, and Johnston takes it the other way and a chance to decrease the lead. Lewis on the drive, puts it up. No good. Off the glass, and the rebound was almost taken by Roquette. It goes out of bounds. No, they're going to say it stays with Ames or stays with Johnston.
I think Mum tried to go after it, and it just rolled off his fingers there.
Trying to get it inside. Yeah, 5 seconds.
I was going to say, that's about 5 seconds. So.
Patrick Kraffel checks into the Ames lineup. Borwick checks back in. He was replacing Jacob Runyon, the junior guard who was in a second ago. And the aggressiveness of Lipsy pays off as he forces a 5-second violation. Sam Vertonen, the senior, also in for the little Cyclones. And here's Lipsy to Vertonen in the corner. That's his hot spot. Not going to go in, and the rebound's going to be taken by Kramer. Now here's Kramer at the top of the key. On the drive, stops and puts it up. A teardrop, no good, and the rebound goes all the way back out to Borwick near the center circle, and Johnston keeps the ball. And they'll call a foul there.
Okay.
Not a shooting foul, so it'll be an inbound. That's 4 fouls for Ames now, and that one will be on the senior Patrick Krappel. Inbound from Grant. He takes a corner 3. Wow! He wasn't even exactly in line with the arch, with the hoop rather, and he still managed to get the shot. Now here's Lipsy trying to strike back, and he does. And it's right back to a 5-point game. Little taste of his own medicine as Roquette. His shot is blocked by LeBeau. Travion LeBeau with a monster block to ruin a perfect opportunity for Roquette to score.
That was a perfect block.
Travion LeBeau in the corner, finds Mum to Kraffel. Kraffel to Lipsy at the right wing. Lipsy just inside the left wing, and he's got it for a 7-point lead for Ames. Fast ball movement from the Dragons. Here's Kramer with the ball. Kramer to Grant at the top of the key. Now tries to shift inside. There's Ames student section surprised there was no foul there.
I thought there was a little bit of a push off there.
That's way too long of a 3, but Lewis makes it. He hit that one all the way from China, and it's a 14-10 game. 13 seconds left.
Yeah, you know what Taman's going to do here. Gonna hold.
Hold for the last shot. 5 seconds to go in the first. Lipsy, 2 seconds. Desperation 3. Didn't get it off in time. Did not get it off in time.
Are they gonna say it's a 2-pointer? Was his foot on his foot was on the line, I believe.
Really, but it didn't. I'm surprised. It didn't look like he got that off in time. Well, nevertheless, I suppose they did get it off in time, and that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. And it's now time for us to mention our sponsors. AHS Basketball on AHS Sports Network on YouTube is brought to you by the following. OBS Studio, free and open source software for video recording and live streaming. Download and start streaming quickly and easily on Windows, Mac, or Linux. And by YouTube Live, bringing you live streams on YouTube.com since 2008. And if you'd like to stay up to date on all things AHS Sports Network, follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And lastly, make sure to subscribe to the channel and push the notification bell to be notified the moment we upload or go live. All right, and with that being said, we're ready for the second quarter. So far, Ames dominating in this game. Johnston has not had the lead yet.
No, they haven't. And the man that we talked about that they needed to shut down, Taman Lipsy, has gone off 12 points in the first quarter alone. And, you know, Johnston's going to need to limit his production to think about getting back into this game.
Grant at the top of the key now finds Grant. Now that's Grant. Now here's Lewis at the top of the key. Drives. Can't put it in, but Roquette back up and no good. And a Cole attack trying to get the ball. Ball stays with Johnston as it goes out of bounds. It seems like Johnston can never make their layups.
Well, that's the way it's gone so far. They've missed a couple of putbacks, but they have made a couple of deep threes. So, I mean, give props to them for that.
Kramer from the foul line, no good. Rebound taken by Phillips. And the ball's taken the other way by the Little Cyclones. Attack now has it. Trying to escape the defense. Finds Vertinen near the center circle. 7:05 to go in the second. Lipsy to Phillips. Back to Lipsy. Decides to drive. Now steps back. Corner three. No good. Rebound taken by Roquette. Johnston takes it the other way. Kramer into the front court. Dish out to Borwick. Lewis with another deep three. He's got it! Trey Lewis with another deep three-pointer. That one was from Jupiter.
We're just gonna keep increasing the scale on this length, aren't we?
Next one, it might be from the opposite side of the Milky Way.
Yeah, really.
LeBeau at the top of the key for Ames, who has the ball, and they're trying to keep their good lead, and a foul is called. That's going to be on Grant.
That's going to be Grant's second, I believe. Yes.
Yes.
So that'll take him out of the equation for a little bit, I would think.
Lipsy, sorry about that interruption, folks. We were receiving an important message from the drill team.
About their halftime thing.
Yeah. Let's get back into it. 6:05 to go in the second. Johnston wanted a foul there. Attack got away with something, it seems like. Or perhaps it was a good no call in the first place. Mum. And.
What?
Well, so much for that. Now the ball will go the other way.
They're calling a foul on LeBeau, but he didn't touch the guy.
Could have been that he did something else.
And dude was just going up for the rebound. I guess we'll just be stifled at that.
It's a good thing that Phillips has no fouls yet. He does lead the team in fouls with 33, and the ball goes the other way, speaking of fouls. Off a foul that they are going to call on Jacob Runyon.
That's his first. I just noticed that Keyshawn Brooks is on the floor now. Must have been allowed to play.
Apparently so. He just wasn't starting.
Yes, that's correct. He was, I think he did not play the last game we did.
It's good for Ames to have their leading three-point shooter out on the floor. Mum gets it to Brooks, speaking of which. Trying to shake off Lewis. Finds Phillips. Now to Lipsy on the drive. Got it. Look at the flick of that wrist, as they say. Nice little touch by Lipsy to increase the lead back to 5. Runyon almost took a corner three. Instead, he's inside the paint, loses the ball, gets it right back. Brooks got it out of his hands, and Lewis now has it. Lewis inside to Roquette, who loses the ball, and it goes to Ames. Out of bounds and into the hands of Ames.
Oh, are they taking him off? They're taking Keyshawn off the floor now? Guess he got something going on. I'm not sure what just happened.
I'm not sure either.
What is going on?
I don't know if that has anything to do with his academic reserve or something else, rather.
Who knows? Obviously, we don't.
4:43 to go in the second. 18-13 is the score. Lipsy to Mum. A Cole attack with a corner three. He's got it! It looked so easy for a Cole attack who averages 1.9 points a game. He's got 3 so far. Borwick off the top of the rim for his corner three. And the lead is 8 for the Little Cyclones. Lipsy to Mum. LeBeau attack at the left wing. Phillips.
Aww.
And they got another foul called.
They're going to get LeBeau, I think, for the... Yeah, that's his second.
Not preferable for Travion LeBeau to be fouling like that. It's a good thing Lipsy, who has 1 point more than all of Johnston combined tonight, having no fouls.
Yes, that's a good thing right now. Oh, another block there by LeBeau.
LeBeau with an energetic block, and Brooks right back onto the floor, and the ball goes out of bounds and into the hands
I think Johnston's going to get it back here.
of the Dragons.
As Craffle checks back in for LeBeau.
.342 to go in the second. Lewis, who's known for taking three-pointers from right there, where he usually does, now finds Kramer. Spin move, now back out to LeBeau at the right wing. Or Lewis, rather. To Mason Ryan, inside the arch, finds Kramer at the top of the key. 3:18 to go in the second. Borwick now inside.
Oh, that's an unlucky
Ball goes
break.
out of bounds into the hands of the Johnston Dragons.
Oh, that was an unlucky break there. Like Phillips looked like he was gonna get it, but then touched the end line.
Deep pass almost into the backcourt for Borwick. Tries to put it up real quick, can't put it back. Borwick trying to get it back, and Mum got it back. They call a jump ball, possession arrow. No, they're going to call a timeout.
Timeout was called by Ames, so they'll get the ball.
Smart move from the Little Cyclones with 3:02 to go in the second. That'll bring us to a quick break. We'll be right back. Keep it right here. You're watching AHS Basketball on AHS Sports Network on YouTube.
In the basket, quick.
Welcome back into it, folks. 2:53 to go in the second. Mum to Lipsy. And now a three-pointer from Brooks is good in the corner. And it's an 11-point lead.
Looks like he hasn't missed a minute of play with that shot, even though he's been out for a couple games.
And they got a travel that's going to be called, and that will give the ball right back to the Little Cyclones. .230 to go in the second. 24-13 is the score. Lipsy has 14 of the 24 points for Ames, and he's got the ball right now. Lewis steals it back for the Johnston Dragons. He's in the corner. Shifts around the arch, trying to shake off Mum. Now drives inside. Teardrop is good to make it a 9-point game, 24-15. 2:06 to go in the second. Here's Lipsy. Phillips at the baseline looking for an open man. Finds Craffle. Now to Brooks. He takes another three. That was, the shot looked off, and Lipsy gets it back for Ames and slows down the tempo. Impressive offensive rebound from Lipsy, and he will lay it in off the glass, and they'll call an offensive foul.
Oh, did they get him from an offensive foul there?
I couldn't see his feet to know if he was planted or not. Good thing that's only Lipsy's first foul, however.
Well, yeah, you're right about that.
That now puts the Dragons into the bonus for Ames' seventh foul, and Lewis ties from outside, no good. Rebound taken by Lipsy, and it'll go the other way for Ames with just under a minute and a half to play. And they're going to call another charge foul from Craffle.
I don't agree with that one either. I thought his feet were just moving right as he made contact. Shouldn't that be a Oh, well, I guess it's not. It was an offensive foul, so he won't be shooting free throws.
1:20 to go in the second, 24-15. A three-pointer from Mason Ryan is no good in the corner, and Ames keeps their 9-point lead. Lipsy stops at the center circle to Mum. Mum to Craffle. Craffle finds Lipsy at the right wing, just under a minute to play in the half. Brooks with another three-pointer, he's got it! 27-15, and Keyshawn Brooks right in his comfort zone. Ryan in the baseline. Found it interesting how Brooks was clapping his hands right there when Ryan was coming in. Pass to Grant. Grant at the top of the key finds Kramer at the left wing. Defended by Phillips, and he gets around Phillips for the score. 27-17.
Now, here we go. Taman's going to hold for last shot for Ames.
10 seconds to go in the second. Finds Phillips, right back to Lipsy. 5 seconds to go in the second. Lipsy trying to find the separation. Finds Brooks in the corner for three at the buzzer. No. 27-17. Ames up by 10 at the half. They have dominated this game so far, but the Dragons are not too far behind. And I believe we're going to be seeing quite an interesting second half, hopefully.
Yeah, it'll be a very interesting second half. The one thing I've found interesting is that there hasn't been a jump ball yet.
Please welcome the Ames High drill team under the direction of Sarah.
Yes, especially considering how aggressive these guys are.
Yeah.
A light routine
Well,
to jump. This routine placed second at the state competition.
All right, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we present our halftime entertainment, the Ames High Drill Team, performing a light show to the song Jump. Hope you enjoy. I am not sure whether or not there's going to be excessive flashing lights, ladies and gentlemen, so I'd just like to give a fair epilepsy warning just in case.
Yes.
That was awkward. is your halftime entertainment, ladies and gentlemen, the Ames High Drill Team. All right, and with that being said, we will take a break and be right back. Keep it right here. You're watching AHS Basketball on AHS Sports Network on YouTube. welcome back into it, folks. It's a 27-17 game. Ames is on top, and they really have been dominant for most of this game. And now we're ready for another half of this. Could this perhaps be like the Ankeny Centennial game when we saw Ames give up a 13-point lead that they had at the half?
Don't speak of it, please. That game, that ending was so unfortunate. We don't need reminders.
I would like a close game to call, though. But there's Luth with a 12-point lead for the Little Cyclones. His first bucket of the game. 2 points, and he has 2 fouls. Hopefully he doesn't get any more.
I would hope not.
Oh, and Lipsy disrupts the ball movement from Johnston, and Ames takes it the other way. Here's Luth, Phillips, LeBeau. Travion LeBeau looking for separation, finds Phillips at the top of the key. Dishes to Lipsy, inside to Luth, who falls down, and a foul is called. They're going to get Grant for that one. That's his third of the day. 7:07 to go in the third for Ames. Looking to extend the lead even farther. Lipsy trying to break the ankles of Borwick, and Phillips has the ball now. At the top of the key, 6:54 to go in the third. Lipsy near the center circle. To Luth, Phillips. Drives inside, puts it up and in. 31-17. Corey Phillips with the basket. It's 6:36 to go in the third. Timeout is taken by the Dragons, and with that being said, we'll also take a quick break. Keep it right here. You're watching AHS Basketball on AHS Sports Network on YouTube. Welcome back into it, folks. 6:30 to go in the third, and the Johnston Dragons have the ball looking to cut into the lead. Here's Ryan to Rocky, who's not able to lay it in for Johnston, and they'll take it. Ames will take it the other way. Ames with a fantastic start to the third quarter. And now the ball is stolen back by Rocky for the Johnston Dragons, and the rebound. And the ball will go the other way. There's a three-pointer. It's good from Grant, desperately needed. The lead is still in the double digits, though.
Well, they're going to try and chip away at that lead. If they can get another steal here on this possession, that would definitely help their chances of cutting the lead even further.
5:40 to go in the third. Here's Lipsy. To Phillips. Corner three from Luth. No, in and out. Rebound taken by Rocky. He had to fight for that one, and it was a great effort.
Yeah.
There's the top of the key three. No good from Grant. That is Reed Grant with 48.7% from outside. Wasn't able to hit that second one. Here's Lipsy from the foul line off the top of the rim. And Rocky gets the rebound for Johnston. Dishes it to Kramer at the right wing. Drives inside. Now in the corner, it's Grant. Underneath, can't put it in. Foul's going to be called.
Is that Luth again? I believe that's going to be his third, yeah.
Yep, third foul for Luth. And attack will take his place. Grant on the inbound for the Little Cyclones to Rocky. Kramer. Grant at the left wing. Now here's Kramer again. Inside, Rocky lays it in. 31-22, and the lead is out of the double digits.
Ames needs to put some points here on the board quickly because they can't really afford to, give up more to the Johnston team.
Here's a three-pointer from attack, no. And Grant and the Dragons with a chance to decrease the lead once more. Here's Lewis for three, no. And LeBeau gets the rebound, but Lewis is going to get it back for Johnston. They're going to call it. Is that a foul or a jump ball? I don't know what.
Did they call it jump ball?
I don't know. Johnston's getting the ball, but I don't know why. Deep inbound to Lewis.
Must have been a jump ball because now Ames has the possession arrow.
Perhaps so. Now Grant loses the ball. Falls down, and it'll go to the little Cyclones. A costly mistake for the 6'2" senior. And we reach 4 minutes to go in the third. Ames trying to extend the lead. Lipsy all the way over to Mumm, a left wing three, no. Now it doesn't seem like Ames can make any shots.
Third quarter has been in almost all the games that we've called this year where momentum has swung in one team's direction, and usually that team goes on to win. So in this case, obviously, Ames had that big lead, but they'll want to maintain that, so then they might have a little bit easier ride through the fourth quarter.
So much for said momentum. Lewis goes to the line off of doesn't make the first one. Lewis is 80% from the line. Leading fouler for Ames, Corey Phillips, picks up his first of the night.
I don't know if that's an accolade that you necessarily want.
Lewis only able to bring it down to an 8-point game, and it's 3:33 to go in the third.
They're doing a lot of double teaming stuff. Obviously, that leaves a man open, so it's a risky game you got to play with double teaming.
They tried to double team Brooks right there, and especially in his hot spot from outside of the arch.
Mm-hmm.
Phillips in the corner. Lipsy on the double team. That leaves Brooks wide open, but they get pressure to him in time. He's not able to get off an open shot. Back to Lipsy. Still more double teaming, and so far the double teaming's really doing nothing. But Ames hasn't been able to get a shot off, so maybe it's actually doing a little something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Clock is wound down to 2:40 to go in the third. Here's Mumm on the drive, now finds Phillips, and Lewis knocks it out of bounds. This defense has been absolutely excellent for Johnston on that possession right there.
Yeah.
Double teaming on both Brooks and Lipsy, and Lewis knocked the ball out of bounds. So far, the defense is working.
So far.
2:29 to go in the third. Here's Brooks. Almost lost the ball. They call a double dribble.
That's a bad break.
It's unfortunate because all he did was accidentally drop the ball. It's not like he purposely dribbled it.
Exactly. Well, he didn't pick up the dribble, I don't think.
Grant at the elbow. Now Rocky at the top of the key finds Lewis. Lewis, top of the key. Trying to find somebody, finds Ryan. Ryan at the left wing. Now here's Kramer. Ryan again, actually Grant at the foul line. Now a three-pointer is no good. Rebound taken by Mumm. That was from Borwick on the three-pointer. He wasn't able to make it. Now Brooks in the corner. It's still a 31-23 game. 1:39 to go in the third. Someone's got to score soon.
Yeah, only 6 points for Johnston and 4 for Ames this quarter.
And the three-pointer is no good from Mum. They can't make it from outside. Lewis in the corner to Grant. Top of the key. He takes a three. He's got it.
Oh, my goodness.
Johnston with a hot third quarter to bring the lead down to 5, and they are in a position to possibly take it over. We'll see how much more they can do after this break. Keep it right here. You're watching AHS Basketball on AHS Sports Network on YouTube. Welcome back into it, folks. 1:10 to go in the third. Little Cyclones looking to hold on to their lead. Johnston has been trying to take it a lead. They've brought the lead down from at most 14 down to 5. Now LeBeau inside to increase that to 7. A desperately needed shot from Ames in order to keep themselves in the spot of being dominant in this game. With 43 seconds to go in the third, and a teardrop from Lewis to erase that shot from LeBeau. And we're right back to a 5-point game with 35 seconds to go in the third. Phillips inside with the teardrop, can't lay it in, gets his own rebound. Oh, tried to get his own rebound. Here's Grant. Grant inside, off the glass, no good, he gets his own rebound. Lewis for three, yes! And we are down to a 2-point lead. 10 seconds to go in the third, and now it's time for Lipsy's signature for holding the ball.
Ames just needs to be calm here, and
corner three from Brooks is good!
Oh.
Increasing the lead back to 5 before the third quarter ends. Keyshawn Brooks with a 9-point performance, and just what Ames needed going into this third quarter against the Johnston Dragons, who are making an excellent effort to be coming back.
There's no doubt about it. This game has definitely gotten much closer, although to be fair, it's been close the whole time.
All right,
but,
with that
wow.
oh, sorry. You
No,
saying
no,
something?
never mind. Never mind. Go
I
ahead.
mean, if
we'll
you were
go to
saying
break
something,
now.
go ahead.
No, it's fine.
All right.
Don't worry about it.
We're just going to go ahead and get into your sponsors real quick. AHS Sports Network, AHS Basketball, and AHS Sports Network on YouTube is brought to you by the following. OBS Studio, free and open source software for video recording and live streaming. Download and start streaming quickly and easily on Windows, Mac, or Linux. And by YouTube Live, bringing you live streams on YouTube.com since 2008. If you'd like to stay up to date on all things AHS Sports Network, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. And by YouTube Live, bringing you live streams on YouTube.com since 2008.
I think that was the hit the subscribe thing instead. Hit the subscribe and the notification bell to make sure you're notified whenever we go live or upload.
$7:50 to go in the fourth, and we've got an intense fourth quarter ahead of us.
We do indeed. And there's the start there. Lewis getting the lead down to 3 points.
Lewis with a stellar performance so far. He averages 12.3 a game. He's got 14 tonight. LeBeau at the elbow, and the ball is stolen away by Lewis. Lewis on the drive. Oh, and they tried to put it back.
What in the what?
I'm not sure what they're calling. Is that
the
goaltending? I don't know what that is.
What just happened? Because he signaled going Ames' way. Is a player, maybe the player's not allowed to touch it when it's still, I guess, in the basket? That was just a really strange incident, should I say.
Certainly was. 7:07 to go in the fourth. LeBeau to Mum. Lipsy on the drive. Teardrop, no good. LeBeau gets the rebound. Can't put it back up. Once more, the aggressive defense of the Johnston Dragons is going to prevent a score.
Their defense has been something else this second half. They must have gotten a word from their coach in the locker room that really put a spark in them.
Lipsy misses the and one opportunity, but will still go to the line to try and increase this lead. That is the first foul on Rocky, who has 2 points tonight. Lipsy shoots 2 at the line. First one is no good. Lipsy shoots 73.1% from the line.
Yeah, don't want to miss free throws here. That could cost you the game later down the line.
And he got the second one. 6:48 to go in the third, and Ames increases the lead to 4. Got to have something big happen here if you're Johnston. Rocky set up a screen, and a foul is called.
Are you?
They are going to get, I believe, Phillips for that one. That's his second.
Man.
And an inbound to Grant, back to Lewis, who had the inbound before. 6:34 to go in the fourth. Borwick shifts around the key. Top of the key now. He finds Lewis. 6:25 to go in the fourth. Lewis to Kramer. Kramer inside. Now Grant. Oh, he made Lipsy miss the block, and he got it off the glass. Three-pointer. And it's a 1-point game with 6:09 to go in the fourth. Dragons on their feet. Lipsy almost lost the ball. It almost went out of bounds.
They're not getting Taman open. They're not getting anybody open, quite frankly, so that's why they're struggling.
Oh, now you got Brooks open for a corner three. No, off the glass. A chance for Johnston to take their very first lead of the game, and a mistake. Costly mistake from Borwick, and the ball will go back to Ames.
Well, that's a lucky break for Ames right there. Unlucky for Johnston, as they've been on a run, and Ames needs to stop this momentum as quickly as possible because the lead has gone down from 10 to just 1 point.
Yes, and you know, what an effort from Johnston. They did exactly what you should do in a comeback. You know, they were aggressive on defense. They weren't letting Lipsy nor LeBeau get any leverage, and then on offense, they just started dominating. And honestly, they've brought themselves right into the potential to win this game, being down only 1 point after starting the half, down by
10, I believe.
10, and being down by, I believe, as much as 14. They've brought this deficit now down to just 1 point with 5:41 to go in the fourth.
Yeah, what's been key for them tonight has been their shooting outside of the arc. We've seen Lewis just make countless threes, as well as Grant. He's added a couple himself. And, you know, Ames just hasn't been able to do much in this second half. They've been able to stay in the lead, but the fact that it's come down to this small of a margin is certainly uncomfortable for them, but they're going to want to make sure that they're aggressive but not over-aggressive to try and make sure they get this lead back up to where it deserves to be.
Johnston is a team who shoots 33.5% from outside overall, so their three-point shooting has been effective. Oh, and a block! The block came from either, not sure who that was, but a three-pointer from Keyshawn Brooks to bring it to a two-possession game, just what Ames needed. Ames desperately needed that. Lewis fell down, and a foul is called. Just when Brooks started the momentum from Ames, a foul ruins it. And was that foul on Brooks? No, it was on Lipsy instead, who now has his second. Brooks has a 12-point game tonight and hasn't had a single foul.
That's very unlike of him to not have a foul this late into the game. Granted that he hasn't played nearly as many minutes as he would in a regular game.
Very true. Foul is called inside.
Well, how about that? I think that was on Brooks.
Do you believe in jinxing, folks? Brooks does
That's what we do best.
pick up his first in
It's
the...
what we commentators do best.
Wow. Think of all those years Aaron Rodgers kept on getting injured.
Oh, my goodness.
Now inside, off the glass. What an aggressive effort from Kramer. A 2-point game. Now Lipsy, he's going to decide to drive in. Now instead it'll be Brooks getting the ball. Teardrop is no good. LeBeau the rebound. Puts it back up, and he's no good. Rocky with the rebound. 4:28 to go in the fourth. Ball was almost stolen back by Mumm, but Lewis was able to hold on to it. And
that's an over and back.
backcourt violation. .420 to go in the fourth. Now you got something. Well, there's an interesting situation. 40 to 38, 4:14 to go in the fourth. Luth for three, yes! Just what Ames needed. A 5-point lead for the little Cyclones to get the momentum back. 4 minutes to go in the fourth. Grant to Rocky at the top of the key. Now it's Grant again. Grant. Borwick almost loses the ball, goes out of bounds. They're saying it stays with Johnston.
Wow. What a play to keep the ball with Johnston there.
Johnston desperately needed to keep this ball because otherwise Ames has a good chance of running away with this game. Lewis for three, no, and the rebound is taken by Lipsy. Now it's Brooks to Mumm. Wide open, decided not to take a three-pointer.
You want to kill off some clock here.
Luth for another corner three, no, and the rebound is taken by Kramer. Luth, that was only his 5th point of the game, which would mean his 2nd bucket. But wow, was it an important one. And now a travel inside. Kramer on the spin move, and it backfired. So 43 to 38, 43 to 38. 3:12 to go in the fourth. Lipsy and the little Cyclones slowing down the tempo. The ball was almost stolen away.
They're going to call a reach in on
Kramer.
That's going to be his 2nd. So he's not in trouble right now.
The man who they don't want in trouble, Lewis, is not in trouble at all. No fouls for him, but 16 points. So an impressive performance from him so far, and we're going to need to see if he keeps it up. Lipsy. 2:56 to go in the fourth. Lipsy has the ball. The dangerous man with 15 points tonight. Now he'll drive inside, try to get more points. And it goes out of bounds. They'll say it goes to Johnston.
Bruh. Aye.
And that right there might have been the saving grace of the Dragons. They need to score right here and right now. This Ames crowd is getting loud. 2.5 to go in the fourth. Here's Grant. Grant to Lewis, takes a three, no. Rocky the rebound, and a foul is called. That's going to be on LeBeau. That puts him in 3. Or are they getting LeBeau for that? Yes. That puts him in his 3rd. So Rocky will go to the line for the Dragons. He shoots 48.3% from the line. Rocky needs to make both of these. First one is no good. Phillips goes in for Ames. All the more of a chance for Ames to increase their lead when they get the ball back.
Oh. Well, it's a two-possession game, 2 minutes left to go.
Rocky makes his second one. It's a 4-point game, 43-39. 2:25 to go in the fourth, and Ames has got to be careful with what they do with the ball here.
Yeah, if Ames extends their advantage, say, if you're Johnston, when do you start fouling? When do you start fouling? Because you've got a lot of fouls to give.
Brooks with just what the little Cyclones needed. A 7-point lead. 2 minutes in the fourth. Borwick in the corner. Kramer can't put it in. Lewis trying to get the rebound. They'll call a...
Did they call a foul on Mum? Yeah, they did. That's going to put Johnston in the bonus now.
Yep.
Oh. But it's just a 1-1, I think, at this stage.
Mm-hmm. First one is good from Lewis, who shoots 80% from the line. That's his 17th point. Ames fans trying to get loud and distract Lewis. Not going to work. And it's a 5-point game just like that. 1:51 to go in the fourth. Ames could potentially even put the game away with how much time there is left on the clock with a score.
But you just got to make sure that you don't make silly mistakes here because it's easy to lose focus.
Lipsy unable to lay it in, but he drew the foul, and he'll go to the line.
Oh, they got Grant for that. That's going to be his fourth. So I think if you're Johnston, you have to keep him in because he's been a producer of points. He's got 12, second on the team behind Lewis. So, it's that risk factor, him fouling out versus, getting a couple more clutch baskets.
Lipsy taking his time and getting to the foul line, only increasing the momentum and the suspense of what will happen. Lipsy with 1:36 to go on the fourth. These free throws are crucial. He didn't make the first one.
It's okay. We just
did not make the first one.
Just need to make the second one, and you'll have a the max amount of points for a two-possession game.
And he's got it.
Oh.
So there we go. 1:34 to go in the fourth. You might want to go for the three here if you're Johnston.
Yeah, I'd give it to Lewis personally. He's been my best shooter.
He didn't make that one, but a foul is called.
Okay. What did they get? Did they get Mum again? They did.
Yep, they did. That's his third. And they're sending Rocky to the line, who missed his first, last time had 2 shots, missed the first one, got the second. He's probably going to need to be making both of these.
Yeah. If you miss the first one.
He didn't make it, and Phillips got the rebound for Ames. Now here's Brooks to Lipsy. Back to Brooks. To Mum. 1:07 to go in the fourth, and a foul is called. Johnston in a position where they might just have to start fouling.
Yeah.
They got 2 more to give.
Yeah, you're right. They got at least 1 more to give. I think 7 might send you for a 1-1. There's the one they were able to give, which didn't help. So that's number 4 on Kramer.
Mm-hmm. Now Johnston's going to start their aggressive defense. Is that going to be enough?
So now does he go to the line? Yes, he does. So Ames is now in the bonus.
Uh-huh. It sends Brooks to the line, who shoots 69.2% from the line. Both of these would be crucial. It's a 1-and-1. He's got the first one, which is good.
Crucial right there. These free throws could very well decide the game if Johnston struggles to come back from this.
And he's got the second one.
Absolutely clutch. Clutch free throws right there.
Yes. Grant almost put it up. Instead, it's Kramer for three. Yes! And it's a 5-point game with 50.4 seconds to go in the fourth. And honestly, now Johnston is going to be living a little bit with 50.4 seconds to go in the fourth, and a score of 49-44 with Ames on top. Ames honestly could put away the game with a three-pointer or even a two-pointer, but especially a three. Ames is in a good position right now.
Yeah, to the contrary, I don't think they're going to be able or they'll want to put up a bunch of shots. Number one being because if you miss, Johnston can get the ball, and versus going to the free throw line where you're assured of at least, a shot. I don't know. Still anyone's game. Less than a minute to go. It's just going to get hectic. There's going to be quite a few fouls called, I would imagine, over the course of the next 50 seconds. So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
Absolutely. 49-44, 50.4 seconds to go in the fourth. Ames is going to get the ball. Probably going to need a foul pretty quickly if you're Johnston, unless you want to take the chance of a miss from Ames. And they do call a foul. That's going to be on Lewis, who, by the way, has a wonderful haircut. My goodness. Sorry, that's a random fact, but wow. That's his second foul of the night. My goodness.
He got that nice bloomin' onion haircut.
First one from Lipsy. He needed that, and he got it. 46.1 seconds to go in the fourth. That's 17 points now for Lipsy, 17 for Brooks as well. He didn't get the second one. I did notice it was a little bit weak, and it's only a two-possession game at most. If you're Johnston, I would recommend a three.
Yeah, but they got to find some separation to get that three.
Here's a fadeaway instead, and it goes in from Kramer. And it's a 4-point game. Still two possessions, though. And Lipsy's almost going to lose the ball. They call a foul on Lewis, and Johnston doesn't like it.
Well, yeah, he was in disbelief that he got called for a foul on that, which I guess you could agree with that. It was a rather close play there. But, close game, high intensity, everything comes down to this.
You would hate as a referee, you would hate for a foul like that, though, to come down to what wins the game or not. First one from Lipsy is good, a 5-point game. 23.6 to go in the fourth. Lipsy slows down the pace and takes his second one, and he's got it. Just what the doctor ordered, and now a timeout is taken. Timeout is taken from Ames. At this point, we'll take a quick break with 23.6 seconds to go in the fourth. 52-46 is the score. Keep it right here. You're watching AHS Basketball on AHS Sports Network on YouTube. Welcome back into it, folks. It's 23.6 seconds to go in the game. Johnston needing something desperate to happen. They've got the ball right here. They're going to need to score very quickly and then hope that Ames doesn't score.
Yeah. Or hope that they miss free throws because they're going to have to foul.
Lewis can't hit from outside. Rocky gets the rebound. To Kramer for three. Almost looked like he was fouled. The ball goes out of bounds. It stays in the hands of Johnston. 10.9 seconds left in the game.
Oh, brother.
Things not looking very good for the Dragons.
That was like the first sequence where I didn't see like the full confident shooting that we've seen all game from Johnston.
And now Lipsy gets it for three. 2 seconds to go in the game, and Ames is almost definitely going to come away with the win.
Yeah, I don't see them losing this one now.
The student section already starting the "I believe that we have won" chant.
Oh.
Damon Lipsy at the line for Ames.
Lipsy's first one from the line. He didn't make it.
It's okay. Only 2.3 seconds left in the game.
Yeah, it's not going to matter much that he didn't make it. This game is almost certainly over. And he did make the second one. Grant will try it from beyond half court, and even if that makes it, it's not going to count. And, well, it would have counted, but it's not going to count towards helping Johnston win. A noble effort from the Johnston Dragons to try and get back into this game, but they never even got the lead. Brought it down to as little as one as far as the deficit, but the little Cyclones held their ground as the number 5 team in the state, and they knocked down number 8 in a pretty good matchup.
Yeah, that was a close game. Definitely had a momentum shift in that third quarter where we saw Johnston just absolutely hammering Ames. But Ames was able to, regain their solid grip that they had on this game in the first half. They were able to respond much better in that fourth quarter. And then Johnston, started putting up some shots that, didn't go down, didn't have the luck that they necessarily had before. But I would say this is a game that definitely should have had a bigger winning margin, but as close as it was a really entertaining one to watch.
Absolutely. So, taking a look at the rest of the schedule for Ames, they've just got their regular season game tomorrow, and then they will have either Des Moines Lincoln or Des Moines Hoover to play.
Was it
next Friday?
What
so a week from tonight, we will be broadcasting that playoff game. Given the condition of the pandemic, we will be allowed to broadcast that. So we won't be broadcasting if Ames makes it the sub-state final, however, because we will only be broadcasting home playoff games.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, Ames could very likely have to go against a team who they lost to in this place but beat at their place, and that would, of course, be the Ankeny Centennial Jaguars. And what a sub-state final that would be if it happens.
Yeah, Centennial's been good. They have been a bit inconsistent at times, but they've played well. Their perimeter shooting is good. Their post scoring is good, and they were able to come back from being down to Ames all the way back in December, I think it was, right on the winter break. So, those two, obviously it would be great to see them play against each other in the whole state 8 division, but that'll be a good game to watch, and hopefully Ames with their strength can pull through.
Absolutely. 20 points from Lipsy, 17 points from Brooks. What a performance from those two. It's fantastic to have Brooks back, I'll tell you what. Brooks only averages 10.2 a game. He got 17 tonight. It is fantastic to have Keyshawn Brooks back with Taman Lipsy and with Travion LeBeau. That's a dynamic trio right there. And, of course, you have Phillips, too, the big man, making the defensive plays. And I really do feel like it will be very interesting to see what Ames does in the postseason.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely the best squad that they've had in a number of years. Not only because, you got Taman back. He was so good his freshman year. But, everything just feels more complete in a way. Every little notch has been improved from last year. The outside shooting, the post scoring, much better than before. Not saying it was bad before, but it's much better now. So I think they can make a good run. Can they go all the way? It's possible, but they're going to have to face some very tough opponents that won't give them an inch. And so they'll have to make the most out of it.
Absolutely. I'm hoping that I'm going to be allowed to attend any playoff games that I want, because I really think they're going to be something special, honestly. Well, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this edition of AHS Basketball on AHS Sports Network on YouTube. 53-46 is the final score. Be right back here tomorrow at about 2:20 roughly for Des Moines Roosevelt. The boys will play against Des Moines Roosevelt in the boys only game tomorrow at about 2:30. So you can be right back here on AHS Sports Network to check out that game. But Ames definitely took down the more significant opponent tonight. No offense to Des Moines Roosevelt, but there's just definitely a lot more. How do I say it? There's just a lot more importance in this game.
Yes.
Just given the fact 2 top 10 teams, 2 CIML teams, this game was really important for both teams to win, and thankfully Ames came on top.
Yeah. Tomorrow is going to be kind of a final test before the postseason. Even though Des Moines Roosevelt may not have the record that Ames does, they're 5-10, I believe. But I would hope that they're able to, Ames. I hope they're able to put up a good fight, be able to win tomorrow, and it'll be a good confidence booster going into the playoffs. And I would hope that they can take that and just get through, power through, and go all the way to the state championship.
Absolutely. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's finally going to do it for this edition of AHS Basketball on AHS Sports Network on YouTube. One more sum up of the rest of it. It will be tomorrow, Des Moines Roosevelt, 2:20. Next week, probably around 7:45 like this one was tonight. Maybe quite possibly around 7, however. It'll be right here. Ames either faces Des Moines Lincoln or Des Moines Hoover to play for a spot in the sub-state final and be only one win away from heading to Wells Fargo Arena. But for tonight, that's going to do it for this edition of AHS Basketball on AHS Sports Network on YouTube. I'm going to stop saying that over and over again, and we're just going to go ahead and end the broadcast. I'm Carter White.
I'm Ryan Eggert.
The voices of your Ames High Little Cyclones, signing off.